Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my June 2021 book haul. So I bought more books than I planned, but most of them I didn't pay money for. They were my birthday money that I carried over from May that I got from my parents. So I still actually have quite a bit of money to spend in July. So like my average cost per book is really, really low, even though I think I have 20 books here, because only about 6 of them weren't counted in the money that I bought from my parents. So anyway, anyway, sorry, I am really hot. I was planning to film my on Sundays, usually my film day, and I was going to do back-to-back videos, and then my brother and I went and bought me an air conditioner for my upstairs. So I only have one, so I'm all sweaty because we just put that together so that I could sleep at night, because I haven't slept in like a week and a half really well because of the heat. It's not been bad this last week, but the last weekend was pretty bad. Anyway, sorry. So that's just kind of... Anyway, so let's talk about the books that I got. So I have a whole lot of different ones. I did pick up the Lays of Marie de France, which they're like kind of like little stories in poem form, written in 1160 to 1199. So I was going to read this for Ancients-a-thon. I just didn't get to it. The book I was reading just took me way more weeks than I thought it would. But some point I'll read this. So their translations, they're kind of have some Arthurian, I think, some stuff in there. I don't remember. Anyway, I guess some of them are supposed to be kind of weird. Anyway, I haven't got to that one. I did pick up a romance to try this author, Wild in Love, The Wilds of London Castle by Eliza, I said that wrong. Did I say Eliza James? I don't know. Anyway, boy, I've seen this author a lot and I've never read any of her books. I think I tried one of her first books and I didn't care for it from the library. It wasn't either the wrong time or just not for me. But I wanted to try her again because so many people seem to like her for historical romance. So I'm gonna give her a shot. I have a couple of modern classics. I got The Well of Loneliness by Radcliffe Hall. This book was banned in 1928. It has to do with a woman who is named Stephen by her father, and then she doesn't play to normal gender roles and stuff. So I don't know, it's one of those books that I wanted to read, and I didn't own it. And then I got 2 more Vita Sackville West books. I have like almost all her books now, and I still have only read one in her autobiography, so I need to read some more of these. I got Pepita, which is based off of her grandmother's life, I believe. I believe it's her grandmother. And then Heritage, which I'm not sure, talks about a farmer's daughter and a Spanish gypsy. I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is I don't know anything. I just bought her because I like those ones. I have only 2 nonfiction this month, I believe. One I got is Survival Math, Notes on an All-American Family by Mitchell S. Jackson. I don't remember if he grew up in Portland or he just lives here now. Well, it says he survived Portland, Oregon in his youth. So I do want to read this. Again, I did not grow up in Portland, but I live here now. So anyway, but I wanted to read that. And then On the Red Hill by Mike Parker, which I think is about a couple who inherits a cottage from another gay couple. And so it's kind of both of their stories. I heard about this from Simon at Savidge Reads. So I picked it up. It sounded interesting. I did pick up a couple... Oh, I have like things all over the place here. Let me change this around a little bit. I did pick up kind of my only... I think it's my only horror. We'll see. This is Near the Bone by Christina Henry. I've liked a lot of her books, especially her Alice books. So I do want to read more of hers. And this one I got from the library, and I read the first chapter, and then I had to give it back because I just did not have time for that books at that time when it came out. I don't remember if it was April. Anyway, so I decided to finally buy it. It's about a woman who is stuck in the mountains with her abusive, I believe it's her abusive husband. Not sure. Somehow, I think that's what it is. And then something's out there as well, and we're not quite sure how supernatural or not that is. So I don't know. Sounds good. Oh, let's go this way. So then I got Where the Lost Wander by Amy Harmon. I heard about this from Krista at Books and Jams. I got it because it was about the Oregon Trail, I think. Well, or a trail. It says the Overland Trail, so I'm not quite sure if that's technically the Oregon Trail or not, but it sounds interesting, from 1853. So, and it's about a woman, I think newly widowed, who goes with her family, and then she meets another person on the trail. I'm not sure, but everybody seems to like it that I've seen who talked about it. I did pick up Lancelot by Gilles Christian. I heard about this, I think, on Elliot Brooks. So I guess, again, it's a Arthur retelling, I'm guessing from Lancelot's point of view. I'm not sure how it'll go, but it sounds really good. It's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's over 630 pages, so we'll see. I pick up a lot of big books. Oh, I also have Perception, which is a Jane Austen Pride and Prejudice retelling. This is by Terry Fleming. So this is about Mary and Kitty and about their prospects, you know, after the Pride and Prejudice book. So that sounds good. And add it to my big list. I also picked up used Great North Road by Peter F. Hamilton. So this is like, it's kind of a sci-fi, it sounds like, where this family is like something with clones, and they rule some empire, some colony, and then something goes wrong. I don't know. One of my friends read this when it first came out, and I have been like eyeing it for years to read it. I don't know why. I've never read anything by him, but he has sci-fi that I've just not tried yet, but she really enjoyed it, and I've been wanting to read that. So I found a really good used copy at Pals, so I bought that. Then I got a couple things I bought off eBay. The Daisy Chain by Charlotte Mary Young. So, Charlotte Mary Young. So this one is, I saw Kate Howe talk about this one, and I don't know a whole lot about it. It's the same author as The Heir of Redcliffe that I haven't read yet. But I bought this book and online, and it came and it smelled so bad that I tossed that copy. It was so smoky. Like it was the worst smelling book I'd ever had. And so I tossed it, and then I bought another copy. Still don't know what this book is about. I know it's, you know, a Victorian novel about a female education. And I don't know what happens. I'm not sure. I don't remember why I bought it. I bought it when I heard Kate Howe talk about it, so I don't remember. I also picked up The Far Pavilions by MMK. So I'm reading her autobiography right now, and I've always wanted to pick her up because I heard about this one as well as Shadow of the Moon, which I have. Again, I still haven't picked up. They're both huge, chunky historical fictions about India. So I do want to read this fairly soon. This is on that I want to get to when, I don't know, and it's like over 900 pages. I keep adding big books to my TBR, and yet I don't read them. I just need to get a handle on that. And then it's really hard to see. I might be able to get the sticker off, but I don't want to do this right now. But this is The Hidden Hand, or Capitola the Madcap by, oh, what is her name? It's Southworth. Sorry. By Eden Southworth. So this was serialized, I think, in the 1800s, and about, you know, what do you call it? About the American West. And I think it actually was like serialized a couple times. But anyway, I'm not sure. I just wanted to get a copy of it to try it because it's about, it was an American, you know, it's a serial from America. So I got a really, kind of ugly used copy, but it was so cheap I just had to, because I want to try it really bad, because I think it would be interesting. I don't know, it just sounds funny. It just sounds interesting. And then I have a whole bunch of some fantasies and one sci-fi. The sci-fi is The Unconquerable Sun by Kate Elliott. So this is the first book in, I don't remember what she's calling this series. I think it's going to be a trilogy, and it's kind of supposed to be something about like, oh, it's called The Sun Chronicles. So I think it's kind of like Alexander the Great in space or something. Anyway, I've liked Kate Elliott in the past. I still want to finish the Crown of Stars series, which I need to start over because it's been a decade since I started it, so I need to restart that. But I got this when it came out in paperback. I don't know. And then the only book that I've read in this whole stack that came out on the 1st was For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. And I really enjoyed this. This was a great fantasy. Again, the second book comes out hopefully in another year, but hopefully it'll be soon because I want the next book. So it follows a woman who is the second daughter of the reigning queen, and the saying goes, the first daughter is for the throne, the second is for the wolf. And so she is to be sacrificed on her 20th birthday to the wilder wood and to the wolf. And she, it's not what she thinks it is when she goes, and there's definitely different reasons of why that is told. It's the first time in centuries that a second daughter has been born. So she kind of helps mix things, or has things kind of go in different directions. I really enjoyed this overall, and I definitely am looking forward to the next book, which I have to wait a year for, but really like that. I also picked up Son of the Storm by Sue Davis Ukunjaboa. Can't remember. That's kind of what I thought it sounded like when I heard it, but now I think I screwed that up. Sorry. So this is a fantasy about, I think it's like a scholar kind of gets involved in stuff, in some political stuff. So anyway, I went and got, it was on sale at Pal's one week, so I went and bought it there. I also picked up The Jasmine Throne by Tasha Shuri. So I don't know if this is going to be a duology or a trilogy. I don't know. I've heard mixed things, but I've heard really great things about the book. So the book sounds fantastic about a princess who is trying to overthrow her brother, and a priestess who is trying to figure out what happened to her family. I believe that's how it goes. And then of course there is a sapphic love story in here, but it's, you know, it's a lot more other stuff going on than that. I really want to get to this, but I'm also thinking I might read her other duology before I get to this. So I don't know. We'll see. But I've heard really good things about that. And then my one splurge, because I had that money for my birthday, I decided to buy a fantasy that just was beautiful looking, and I've heard good things about it, and that is Dragon Mage by M.L. Spencer. This cover is gorgeous. Anyway, so I did not need to buy this. It dropped in a little bit in price for the paperback, and so I just bought it. I probably shouldn't have, because I don't know when I'm going to get to it. I mean, it is on my list for my spins to read my fantasy and sci-fi, but, you know, I don't know when I'm going to get to it. It's, of course, gigantic. All these are. I don't know what I'm thinking. This one's, yeah, this is over 800 pages. But I think it has to do with a boy or a young man who thinks he's just a misfit, but somehow he is a lot more, and then things kind of happen, and again, I think it's a chosen one kind of situation kind of thing, but it's just gorgeous. Anyway, and I bought that. Probably shouldn't have, but I used my birthday money for that one for sure. So those are all the books that I bought in June. Way more than I planned. I planned to only buy like half that many books, but I had a couple pre-orders that I already knew was coming, and then other ones I just get click happy, especially when I know I have money set aside for books. So hopefully July will be a lot smaller, because I just bought an portable air conditioner for my house. So there went that money. So anyway, have you guys read any of these books? Are any of these books like ones you think I should pick up sooner rather than later? Let me know, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.